Elon Musk getting serious about taking over Twitter. The billionaire says he has secured $46.5 billion in funding to buy the social media company, according to a regulatory filing published today. Musk personally putting up $21 billion of his own money, he says, as part of the deal. Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and other firms covering the rest in a debt financing. That's basically a loan. Now, Musk also says he is exploring a tender offer to acquire shares directly from shareholders. Carol Lombardo now. She covers mergers and acquisitions for the Wall Street Journal. Carol, welcome. Twitter's board says it's reviewing the proposal. It's unlikely to change their position, right? They don't want the deal. Why not?
I mean, if you're talking about the price, yes, it's probably that today's details are unlikely to change their position. But I do think we're in a very different place today than we were just a week ago when he put in his initial bid.
How
if you
so?
remember, the initial bid had no details about financing. Today, he has proved the skeptics wrong that he can at least come up with, the money he needs. He has the financing from banks and then $21 billion of his own cash, he says. So I think, if I'm the board, it's hard to argue with the fact that they're taking this bid a little more seriously this week than they were last week.
So where would Musk get the $21 billion he says he's willing to put up? Is it couch change that he can scrape up or what?
The current thinking is that a big chunk of it would likely come from selling shares in his existing businesses. So that would be Tesla and some of his privately held ventures. Now, that would obviously be a pretty big transaction and not one that most people take lightly. So there is talk of him still maybe finding an equity partner to help lessen the load a little bit.
Musk could also try to acquire shares directly from shareholders in a tender offer, but Twitter sort of putting some interference in the way there. Is that a viable option, or how much more expensive does it make the whole possibility?
It's a very interesting dynamic. So can he launch a tender offer? Yes. Will he be able to close a deal if it's successful? Not currently. Right now he can ask shareholders, do you want to sell your shares at this price? They can say yes. But then because of this poison pill, which prevents him from easily owning more than 15% of the company, he'd really need the shareholder response to put pressure on the board enough that they decide to remove the pill and basically come to the negotiating table. So it's an interesting set of events that have unfolded here.
You got some busy days ahead of you, Kara. Thanks a lot for spending some time with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.